What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we are continuing our look at a Transformers trading card game by looking at Optimus Prime. Now you might be thinking, hang on a second, Wossy, haven't you already looked at Optimus Prime? And the answer is, well, kind of. We did a video previously on Optimus Prime, but we did a video on Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend, the one that helped with all the actions. There are in fact 3 Optimus Prime, and we have not done a video about Optimus Prime Freedom Fighter, which is a card I like very much indeed. Now, it is expensive. It is a 12 cost, which is a lot of stars compared to the average of 8. But it has a monstrous health of 15. Incidentally, there are only 2 Transformers that have a health above 15. That is Nemesis Prime Dark Clone with 16 and Autobot Cosmos Recon and Communication with 21. So the health here is monstrous and huge and awesome. The defense is 2 in bot mode, 1 in alt mode, which is pretty low for a 12 cost, given that the average is 2. And the attack is 5 in bot mode and 6 in alt mode, which is higher than the average of 4. And I know that the 5 in bot mode is a little bit lower, but you do have bold 2 in bot mode, meaning that when you attack you flip an extra 2 cards, so that's not too bad at all. In alt mode we do have a really nice skill. When you flip to this mode, repair 1 damage from each of your Autobots. Now, that doesn't technically mean that you can only play this with Autobots, but it basically means you can only play it with Autobots. If you go playing any Decepticons in your list, it's just going to mean that you're not maximizing your character here. One card I like very, very much with this, although to be honest I say this in a lot of videos because I like it with a lot of things, Flame War Veteran Decepticon. When you flip into alt mode, each of your characters gets bold 1 until the end of the turn. Given that you're already starting off with bold 2, giving yourself another bold is awesome, but then of course you're not able to use the alt mode skill to repair damage from Flame War, so that's a little bit of a pain. So what do we want to play it with? Well, one of the obvious combos here is just playing it with Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend. It is a 13 cost, so between the two of them you got 25 stars, which is perfect. And it's just a really good card. If you're in bot mode, you flip battle cards while attacking, and then before the defense flips, you get to play one of the actions you flipped, which is Redonk. And then when you flip into alt mode, you can put an action from your scrap pile into your hand. So you could play a double Optimus Prime deck here. And playing a double Optimus Prime deck would work really nicely. They're both leaders, they're both trucks, they're both Optimus Prime. And Freedom Fighter, the one we're primarily looking at today, is a melee character in both modes. And Battlefield Legend is a melee character in alt mode, which means that you can play the support for trucks, leaders, melee characters, or Optimus Prime, and you could benefit from all of them on both of your characters. Of course, you could just play Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend with Nemesis Prime, which is one of the 2 character decks people are really liking. Doesn't have quite the same symmetry, but it is kind of nice. Plus Freedom Fighter Optimus Prime will heal Battlefield Legend Optimus Prime. If you don't like that, you could play a bit of the old Inferno Fearless Firefighter, which is both a truck and an Autobot. It's a good character with good stats. It gets rid of your opponent's upgrades in alt mode or when you flip to alt mode, so that could work quite nicely. Although honestly, I think if you're going to play Inferno, it probably makes a better partner with Shockwave. So do check out my videos on either Inferno or Shockwave, links in the description, to learn a little bit more about either of those. But one of the teams I really like here is playing it with RC Skilled Warrior. Now, RC Skilled Warrior is a 5 cost, and yes, the stats are pretty low, but it's a 5 cost. In bot mode, you got Pierce equal to your attack. Given that you are going to be playing cards to maximize the bold for Optimus Prime, that means plenty of orange icons, which means you're probably going to be helping RC to up her attack as well, so that could work. But when you flip into alt mode, you get to repair 1 damage from each of your characters. Now, if you combine that with the alt mode skill of Optimus Prime, which repairs 1 damage from each of your Autobots, and play a completely Autobot deck, that's quite a lot of repairing. And don't forget, you can play a card like Rollout, which would allow you to flip both of the cards at once, activating both of the skills at once, and healing 2 damage from each of your characters in one go. You could even play a cheeky combination here with something like Photon Bomb, whereby you do 2 damage to each character, and then immediately play Rollout. Yes, if you play 2 actions, you got to play Brainstorm first, otherwise it's only 1 per turn. But you could play kind of Photon Bomb 1 turn and then Rollout the next, and you'd be doing 2 damage to all characters, but then healing 2 from yours, so you're really just doing 2 to your opponent. That could be a little bit of fun. If you play RC with Optimus Prime here, that's going to give you 8 stars with which to play. And might I suggest the third Optimus Prime, Autobot Leader. This is the one that comes in the starter set, and the stats aren't amazing, but then again, it's a 7 cost. It's got bold 1 in bot mode, and again, we're going to be trying to up our bold here and up our attack, so it's quite nice that they've both got bold. And when you flip to the alt mode, you get to draw a card. Not a stunning skill, but drawing cards is generally pretty good here, so that's a nice handy little skill. So I quite like the idea of playing the 2 Optimus Prime here, along with RC. One thing to bear in mind though, Optimus Prime Autobot Leader is always a ranged character, so it is Optimus Prime, it is a truck, it is a leader, but it's not a melee character. Now, if you want to really maximize the healing on things like Optimus Prime and RC here, we have got the same options we always have. Emergency Maintenance repairs 1 damage from one of your characters, but free if you've got more stars in the KO area than you have on the battlefield. Medic repairs 2 from one of your characters, and Repair Bay repairs 1 from each. If instead you want to maximize Bold, you've got Supercharge as an action, which gives Bold free until the end of your turn to one of your characters. We've got Handheld Blaster, which gives you Bold 1, and we got Flamethrower that gives you Bold 2. Now, if you really want to take advantage of the attacking options, and a lot of the cards we're talking about do, don't forget you have got a couple of cards with double orange icons. The action here is Peace Through Tyranny. That is a card where you KO one of your characters that has 6 stars or more, not RC, but then you get an extra turn straight away. And in terms of the upgrade card here, we got Improvised Shield, which gives you Tough 1. Not an amazing card for what we're trying to do here, but the double orange icons are nice. Now, the great news is that if you play kind of double Optimus Prime, or you play it with something like Inferno or Nemesis Prime or whatever, you are trucks. And trucks have some advantages. One thing I really like here is Team Up Tactics lets you just repair 2 damage from a truck. So we've talked about the repairing options. This is another really good repairing option. It only works for trucks, but other than RC, all of the cards I'm really suggesting in this video are trucks anyway, so you're good. The other thing you've got for trucks is the upgrade card Cargo Trailer. You can only put it on trucks, and it gives you +1 attack for each cargo trailer on it. But up to 3 cargo trailers can fit in the utility slot, so you could have something like a Flamethrower giving you Bold 2, plus 3 cargo trailers, and you'd have +3 attack and Bold 2. That's pretty gosh darn nice. So there are a lot of options. You're really building an attacking kind of deck here if you're relying on this Optimus Prime. But I like that you've got the attacking options and the healing options. So if you can stay alive a little bit, you're going to do some good attacks while healing off the damage. And I know I mention this in basically every video, and I'm sorry, but that's going to keep happening. Force Field. Force Field means you can only take 4 damage. And what we're talking about here is a team led by Optimus Prime Freedom Fighter, where you're upping your attack and bold while taking advantage of healing. So if you're going to do a whole bunch of healing, using Force Field to make sure you're not taking too much damage, that sounds like a lot of fun to me. Now, we've talked about the advantages you get from being a truck, but you get an advantage from being Optimus Prime here, which is one of the reasons I really like playing one with 2 Optimus Prime, whether that's the big Optimus Prime or the little Optimus Prime with RC. +2 attack, +1 defense. It's a really good upgrade, but it can only be put on Optimus Prime, so if you play a deck with 2 Optimus Prime, you can be like, hey, I'm really taking advantage of this. That's awesome. And I know not all the characters we're talking about here are melee, but if you do end up with a melee team, do remember that Power Sword gives you bold free, which is redonk in terms of bold. It's great for Optimus Prime Freedom Fighter, which is always a melee character, but most of the partners we're talking about here are not that melee. Although if you do play it with Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend, then, 3 of your 4 card sides are melee, then it becomes really, really good. I don't think this is as powerful a card as Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend. I think it is the second best of the primes, but then again it's the second most expensive, not the most expensive. But Bold 2 is good, and we got plenty of cards that can turn that way above Bold 2. Ion Blaster of Optimus Prime is a huge advantage for giving you a double Optimus Prime deck, and the repairing here is really good, especially if you start playing cards like RC and Team Up Tactics. So you know what, ladies and gentlemen? This is a very nice card indeed. I like it a lot, and you've got to love the idea of playing a double Optimus Prime deck. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about this particular Optimus Prime. So please do let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, but please do remember the rule. Be nice, would ya? Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where I talk about various things, including Transformers. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.